Hello everyone, Dependent Quarter here, and today I will be doing a video for the official Lockpickers United channel, and the video will be analysis and picking and gutting tips for this lock Mauer NW4. This is a brown belt level rated lock. It has 6 main stack dimple pins and it has 4 unsprung sliders. Also, the key has an interactive element which sets the first pin really high in the keyway, more than the key would normally allow it to be set, as you can see. Here on the side we also have some cuts for key control pins, but they do not affect the picking in any way. So I will start with gutting the lock and show you what's inside. So as you can see, this is a cut double euro. Comes doubles euro, but I cut it and gifted one side to a friend. But I kept the actuator which actually this lock uses as a C-clip. There is no C-clip in either side, there is just the actuator. So the way you remove it is you need to knock out this pin here, which I just going to do right now. Here we go. You can just use any sharp object to knock it out, and as you can see, it easily falls apart. So yeah, this actuator doubles as a C-clip, which is really cool. That's the way to remove it. Now, to gut it, you don't need a shim. You just hold the lock like this, rotate it clockwise 45 degrees and put in your forward. Holding the lock like this, the plug itself, nothing can fall. If you want, you can keep your thumb here, because here is the only place from which the sliders can fall, and also the key control pins. So first what I'm going to do is remove the key and dump out the key pins, holding with my finger here. Interesting thing about Mauer is that it's Bulgarian brand. It was originally called Decaba, and it was started in 1990s in Varna, Bulgaria. The factory is still running, but in 2016 they were purchased by Asa Abloy, and now they operate under their name as well. But the locks are still made here in Bulgaria, so that's cool. Okay, now how to remove the sliders using pointy tweezers. As you can see here, we have upper gap on the hose, and on this side we don't have. So they come from here. You can either pull them out like so, or if it's not working, you can push them from the other side so they come out. And the thing to note is that they have sight. On one side there is number. They have 3 cuts, possible set positions, 1 to 3, and they're numbered in those set positions. You also have this like dots on one side, which I just use as guidance on which way to insert them. So when you insert them, number goes first, dots go second. And the last one is here. Okay, so now only the key control pins are left, and I will just dump them here if I can. If they don't want to come out, you can take your flak, push them like so. and the last one. Here we have some drill protection which usually falls, so I'm going to pull it. And let's take a look at the core. So we have quite an open keyway. We have 5 holes for key control pins, which are just purely for key control. They do not affect the picking. We have 4 holes for the unsprung sliders or wafers. We have some drill protection here and here. And we have the main stack holes, which have a latch, which is typical for some dimple locks. It just makes that pins don't fall too deep in the keyway. Okay, so we have everything here. Now let's take a look at the upstairs. We have standard, tip-in, spool, standard, longer spool, and another standard. The springs I will leave inside because they're all the same, so I don't need to remove them, just normal spring. So what to note here, we have 4 holes for the sliders on both sides, and here we have the holes for the key control pins. So the way these sliders work is they stick out of the plug and they bind and go inside of those holes, and that's what blocks the rotation of the core. So when you get to picking the sliders, you will first need to pick the main stack to get a full set, then the sliders will bind. They will each bind separately, so you need to check them multiple times, and when they are jiggling, they are set like almost every other lock element you pick. And yeah, that's everything from the housing and the core. So let's take a look at the pins. As I explained, we have standards, 3 standards, 1 tip-in and 2 spools, 1 longer spool and 1 shorter spool. Here are the sliders numbered 1, this one is 3, this one is 2. Hope you'll be able to see. Oops. So yeah, for picking, you tension it. I use this flag, but you can use any flag. Pick the standards. You can try to preset the spools, or if not, you counter rotate to set them. Then after getting the full set, you check the sliders again with a flag, short hook, half diamond, doesn't matter. You jiggle them, and the ones that are binding, you slide them left and right. I will show you later how I exactly pick it. After the sliders are picked, you get tiny core rotation, and then you just push on the tip-in. It's always the last one to be set, the tip-in. Another thing I wanted to mention is that here we have on the bottom these things. So as you can see, the back 3 ones correspond to the first 3 sliders, and they are here to keep them centered. It's some kind of a magnet, I believe, which keep them from sticking out too much. The last one doesn't have, I'm not sure why. And here this is the detent, which is a spring loaded. You can see it right here. See how it's spring loaded. What it does is it pushes the interactive element of the key to be able to set the first key pin. And it also acts as a barrier for picking the sliders because it's positioned right in front of them. Slider tracks are here, as you can see. So you will need to go behind it to pick the sliders. Okay, so that's all the lock internals. Now, how to reassemble this lock? First, I insert my key, load up all the main chambers to see if they're flush with the keyway, just in case I messed up something. Yes, they're flush. Now remove the key and let's put in the sliders. So as I explained, you put them in like so. Here is the knob that interacts with the key or your pick. Put the number first, so. You can't put them when the key is inserted, that's why I remove it. Okay, now check with the key. They are not flush. This one and this one are on the wrong place, so I need to swap them. Let's quickly do this. That's why you always need to check with your key to see that everything is flush. Okay, check again. Yeah, all is good. Now put in the key control pins. They go in like this. And again, using the key, you can see if they're all in the correct position. If one of them is sticking out, it's in the wrong place. Okay, now the anti-drill bit. Now leave the core, so I can load up the main stack top pins. There is no tricks here, just load them up as you load any lock with your follower. I like using the pointy tweezers, but you can use round cutout ones as well, it doesn't matter. Make sure you put your tip in the correct way, because it has orientation. And the last standard pin. It's in. Okay, now again, holding the lock body like this, the plug turned 45 degrees, slide it in, check if it's working. It's working. Now when you pull the key out, hold the plug, because you can have gutting disaster otherwise. Don't forget that we haven't put the C-clip on. So going like this. This middle piece holds them the two parts together, so it's important to put it as well. And the steel pin, you can just squeeze it with the pliers. So yeah, that's our NW4 gutted and reassembled. Now I'll show you how exactly to pick it. Now I put it in my vise. I'll be using this tensioner, just stick it like so, and I will be tensioning this way. So I will show you once again that the key works. And let's get to picking. So first, most of the times the interactive pin binds, which is the first one. I just set it really high in the QA. After it's set, all of the other standards should be binding, in this case pin 4. Now pin 6 is binding. And we have a full set. Now I need to set the spools, which will give me some counter rotation. Okay, I set the spool, now I have even deeper full set. Now I will start working on the sliders, which are here. Just check for binding sliders, move the ones that are binding, letting off some tension. It's kinda easy. Now I think the sliders are set, and just check the tip in, and we have open. So yeah, it's not that difficult, it just takes some practice and some finesse, and I'm sure you'll be able to pick this lock. It's pretty interesting one, and it actually holds a special place for me because it was my first ever dimple lock that I picked, and also I'm from Bulgaria and this vlog is made here, so yeah, that's cool. So yeah, I hope you find this video helpful, I hope you enjoyed it, and this will be all from me. Have a nice day and bye bye.